Alright, welcome, namaskar, good morning, sat sri akal and salam alaikum. Welcome to the latest. And what is the latest today? It's about Mr. Trump's tariffs, जिन्होंने पूरी दुनिया में हड़कंप मचा दिया है. Some newspapers say, one newspaper says, Trump's tariffs risk a global war. एक न्यूज़पेपर कहता है that the world leaders have taken a vow to fight Mr. Trump's tariffs. BBC says Mr. Trump's tariffs have shaken the markets, and we all know what has happened to the stock market. So without wasting time, let's discuss Mr. Trump's tariffs, the disruptors of global trade.
Now Trump साहब ने promises तो किए अपने कैंपेन में बहुत सारे, like he would protect the domestic industry, he will balance the trade deficits, provide jobs. However, if one goes by historical experiences, these excessive tariffs may do more harm than good. But what is to be seen is, which is very important, that this behavior that Mr. Trump has displayed, what does it indicate? Even the showdown that he had with the Ukrainian president. Now, from the ancient Silk Route to the spice trade, and then to the establishment of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, set up in 1947, and to the creation of WTO in 1995, trade and foreign policy over these periods, extensive period, have always been intertwined, shaping how empires, kingdoms, and countries interact and do business. Hence, this behavior of imposing high tariffs unilaterally without negotiating against friends, allies, and even foes is an indicator as to how Mr. Trump is likely to pursue his foreign policy. And initially, what appears is that he feels very strongly that he can bully the world and defy global institutions. Now, simply put, tariff kya hai? It's a tax on imported goods. Governments impose tariff for several reasons. Almost every nation does it, whether developed or developing. They have used tariffs at some point, excessive tariffs. However, only a few countries have managed to use them efficiently. और ज़्यादातर cases में initial gains from high tariffs are outweighed by significant economic losses known as deadweight losses. इनसे कोई फायदा कभी नहीं हुआ. After World War II, GATT was established to lower tariffs so as to ensure global economic recovery. लेकिन GATT के कुछ gray areas थे, like weak enforcement mechanisms. It had no teeth. So this led to the formation of the WTO, World Trade Organization, in 1995, जिसमें कि introduce किया गया binding rules and also a mechanism to resolve the disputes. Tariffs जो WTO के rules के मुताबिक, there are three types of tariffs. One is bound tariffs. Now these are legally binding tariffs, maximum tariff rates set by WTO that a WTO member commits to on imported products. Now for example, the average bound tariff for the US is around 3.4%. ये इतना low इसलिए क्योंकि US जो है, it's a developed economy and their industries are globally competitive, and unlike developing nations, they need not have to shield their industrial sector. उनको protection देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है अपने industrial sector. Now these bound tariffs, they serve as a ceiling. Now WTO also grants developing countries special and differential treatment, SDT, developing countries के लिए, including India, who can maintain higher tariffs for to support their domestic industries and manage trade imbalances and so on, because they need to shield their nation's industrial sector from foreign competition and promote economic development. The second is MFN applied tariff, means most favored nation applied tariff. These are the rates a country applies equally to imports from all WTO members, unless there is a preferential trade agreement exists. So no discrimination here. MFN will be less than the bound rate, which is the maximum. Then we come to the preferential tariffs. Under preferential trade agreements, countries offer lower tariffs to selected partners. For instance, India has several such agreements like the SAARC Preferential Trading Agreement called as SAPTA, and free trade agreements with many other nations, Japan, South Korea, and so on. Now, look at the diagram now. सबसे ऊपर bound tariff, which is the maximum, which is the ceiling. Then comes the MFN applied tariff, which the country applies equally, right, to all the members. And then the preferential tariffs, which is the lowest. Now, controversy arises when countries overstep their agreed limits. Means जो ceiling है, bound tariff के ऊपर चले जाते हैं. Now, ये मिस्टर ट्रम्प की बहुत समय से क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि nations like China, even India and many other developing countries are exploiting WTO provisions to access foreign markets for their exports, जबकि वो अपने मार्केट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं. और चाइना ने तो हैज ऑल्सो यूज सब्सिडीज एंड अदर मेजर्स टू बूस्ट कंपनीज ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस. नाउ अगर कंट्री इसके ऊपर टैरिफ लगाता है तो नेचुरली इट विल वॉयलेट द WTO रूल्स and then affected members can file complaints through. Not in when during the first tenure of Mr. Trump, उन्होंने एडिशनल टैरिफ लगाए थे स्टील पे, एल्यूमिनियम पे, और citing national security under section 232 of the US Trade Act. Now WTO later ruled these measures as violations, but US continued with them, arguing that national security is a sovereign issue. Now in response दूसरे कंट्रीज ने भी उनके ऊपर रिटेलिएटरी टैरिफ लगाए थे. Now अगर हम इन टैरिफ्स की यूटिलिटी देखें तो देखेंगे कि बैक इन 1934 यूएस कांग्रेस ऑथराइज्ड प्रेसिडेंट रूजवेल्ट टू नेगोशिएट रेसिप्रोकल ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट्स that could reduce tariff, which was a marked shift from the protectionist policies of the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. ये 4 साल में इनको पता लग गया था कि ये जो excessive tariffs हैं ये इनका भला नहीं कर सकता. 4 years they came to know. और ये Reciprocal Trade Agreement Act RTAA helped ushering in a more liberal trade era throughout the 20th century. तो अब ये जब उस ज़माने में 1930 से 1934 में ही यूएस को क्लियर हो गया था कि एक्सेसिव टैरिफ्स आर नॉट बेनिफिशियल, सो व्हाई मिस्टर ट्रम्प इज मूविंग बैक टुवर्ड्स प्रोटेक्शनिज्म. Now Trump believes that increasing tariffs will lower the trade deficit, boost manufacturing investment and create jobs for lower income and middle class workers. Many of them do not, जिनके पास कॉलेज डिग्री भी नहीं है, and are termed by economists as less skilled workers. अब कमाल की बात है, एक समय था the developed countries including US, उन्होंने जहां मास मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की बात आती थी, क्योंकि वो उसके लिए लो लेवल टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए, तो दे शिफ्टेड आउट ऑफ देयर कंट्री, राइट, दे आउटसोर्स दैट. Probably they wanted to protect their environment. और अब उनको रियलाइज हो रहा है कि हमें अब जो है हमारे यहाँ भी लेस स्किल्ड वर्कर्स हैं, तो उनको जॉब्स देने के लिए नाउ दे वांट टू रिवाइव देयर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर. नाउ टैरिफ्स however can shift focus to domestic markets, but they can also create lot of problems and challenges. They create policy uncertainty, which will impact long-term investments. It will slow down productivity, disrupt the supply chain and trade flows, and can slow down the whole economy. Now, for instance, policy uncertainty जो इंडिया में हुई, GST, demonetization और भी कई चीज़ें हुई ऐसी, जिसके कारण uncertainty create हुई. So FDIs and the अपना इंडस्ट्री जो था, इंडियन इंडस्ट्री, दे फेल्ट शाई ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन इंडिया. एंड लास्ट ईयर फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मिसेस निर्मला had to compare Indian industry to Hanuman ji, who in Ramayana couldn't understand his own strength, and he had to be encouraged and motivated. Additionally, जब भी ये excessive tariffs are used as bargaining chip, they can backfire by allowing competitors like China to adapt and even strengthen their global position. So in media, there is a discussion in many circles. The USA is helping China to become great. So, for instance, Mr. Trump increased tariffs against Canada. Canada imposed reciprocal tariffs and started looking for new customers elsewhere. और जब reciprocal tariff लगे तो natural है someone else would replace USA as supplier. Recently, एक और बहुत बड़ी एग्जांपल है, इंडिया बैंड एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ सर्टेन आइटम्स, सो द कस्टमर कंट्री जिसको इंडिया सप्लाई करता है दे स्विच्ड ऑन टू अदर सप्लायर्स. और जब इंडिया ने बैन लिफ्ट कर लिया, इट बिकेम डिफिकल्ट टू लुक फॉर कस्टमर्स नाउ. नाउ टैरिफ हाइक्स जो हैं वो सिर्फ ग्लोबली इम्पैक्ट नहीं करेंगे, दे विल इम्पैक्ट द यूएस इकोनॉमी एंड दे हैव सेंट शॉक वेव्स ऑल अराउंड, राइट. सो उसमें जॉब्स भी लूज हो सकते हैं यूरोप में, जापान में, साउथ कोरिया में, मेक्सिको में, इंक्लूडिंग इंडिया, एंड दे विल डिस्टर्ब द ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन. So relying on these excessive tariffs may lead to global trade war, and using this to reshape trade dynamics is extremely risky. Now, to say that Mr. Trump is irrational, I somehow do not agree, because he has access to hundreds of advisors. So I don't think he is crazy or he is irrational. Actual fact is that Mr. Trump's approach is not just an economic strategy, it is also political. His entire politics is based on this mindset that I alone can fix the system. And he had pledged that Americanism, not globalism, will be his credo. And he would make America great again. Now, this kind of language was spoken in 1930 by Mussolini and Hitler, who wanted to make their respective countries great again. अब 100 साल के बाद, once again we have a bunch of leaders in the world who are wanting to make their respective countries great again. So Mr. Trump, Mr. Putin, Mr. Modi, and even in Europe there is a shift towards far right, and recently an Hungarian minister said, let's make Europe great again. And Mr. Modi went ahead कि अगर make in India great again और make America great again मिल जाते हैं तो मेगा बन जाता है. So, after the World War, the leaders who came together and set up UNO, its agencies, GATT, etc., they had a global outlook, and they set up these agencies for a peaceful, stable and orderly world. Whereas after 100 years, we have leaders who are mostly inward-looking, parochial, have a narrow outlook, and instead of correcting and reforming the institutions that were formed with colossal effort and after unprecedented bloodshed and violence, they are all together demolishing these institutions in an attempt to make their respective countries great again. The inward-looking, hegemonistic policies, bullying by these leaders, relying on cultural superiority, religion and so on, they risk dismantling the very systems that supported cooperation, peace, harmony and globalized trade. My view is, once embarked on this path, it is going to be very difficult for these leaders to withdraw and pull back. Because once the parochial narrow-mindedness sets in, it unleashes forces that cannot be reined in. So, what do you think? Are tariffs merely a tool to protect domestic interests, or do they signal deeper issues within the global order? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on world affairs. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.